Once again, I have a beer that I pilfered from the tour bus at the end of tour. What's up, everybody? It's the Ginger Yeti, and I'm checking in from home. So as I've said over and over again, on the tour, when you're on tour, you get different things on what's called your rider. And we always have beer on the rider. And sometimes we're lucky and we get different beers. Sometimes you get the same old nonsense like Modelo's or other things like that. But sometimes when you're lucky, you get some cool beers, some craft beer or whatever. And this time we had a craft beer. So what we received and what I took from the tour bus at the end of the tour is from Bell's Brewery out of Comstock, Michigan. It's the Oberon Eclipse Raspberry Wheat. Now, if you look it up on Untappd, for some reason, Untappd says this is out of production. But I just got this in May, so I doubt it's out of production. But who knows, right? On the can here, this kind of looks like, I can't think what I wanted to say it looks like, but some sort of astrology kind of hippie chick craziness there. And on the can, it says, I don't know if it says anything. There's not a whole lot to read on this can. Brewed and canned by Bell's Brewery, Comstock, Michigan. 1 pint, 16 fluid ounces, 473 milliliter. Alcohol by volume, 5.8%. See bottom for enjoy by date. Raspberry ale with natural flavors. There's no IBUs on here. On the bottom here, on the can date, I don't know if I can read it. This says, I'm blinded by the light. I have best before date, 1st of March of 26. Well, that's a shame because this is June. But hopefully this is still relatively good. I mean, 3 months isn't that big a time frame, especially when it's been refrigerated for the most part. But we got this in May, so I'm surprised it was still on the shelf. Well, I shouldn't say I'm surprised, because I've been harping about this for a while now, that stores need to rotate their beers, need to check the dates on the beers, and breweries need to have dates on their packaging. But I'm not going to digress into that rant, because I rant about it all the time. So let's get on into the glass here. On Untappd, this gets a 3.65 with 6.7 thousand check-ins. Beer Advocate, it gets an 84 good with 37 check-ins. Might have been pouring out a little too hard. Let's see if I can get it all in the glass here. It did all fit in my big glass here, but poured that a little hard. Get a nose on it. That straight up smells like raspberry, but it smells like, it kind of smells like fake, like artificial raspberry in a way. But it also kind of smells like raspberry juice. Yeah, maybe raspberry juice with some sugar added or something. I mean, there's some sort of artificial kind of scent to that. But it's mainly like a fresh raspberry juice. I don't know. It's just hard to describe that. But it's definitely raspberry. You know that's raspberry. As far as color goes, that's a hazy, orangish color. You can't see through that at all. Got about a 2 fingers worth of eggshell white mousse-like head. And I'm excited to try this beer that Untappd says is out of production. Cheers, everybody. It's medium-bodied. I do think it is a little old, but it's still got a very good raspberry flavor to it. It's just the raspberry flavor is starting to be subdued and die down. It's got that body, that consistency of like a wheat beer. And then it just tastes like fresh raspberry. But again, the raspberry flavor is starting to become subdued, I think, because of the age. On the finish, it's kind of drying, surprisingly. It's slightly drying on the finish. And there's a little hair of almost bitterness. It's not quite bitter, but it's just almost bitter. But overall, this is a tasty beer. This beer was, I did have this beer a couple times on the tour. I know fresh, it tasted much better than this, which helps me judge this beer because I did drink it fresh on the tour, but I brought one home to review. And when I had it, I guess it was more fresh than when I have it now. I don't want to say it was fresh because it was still giving it to us after the Best By date. But when I had it a month ago, the raspberry flavor was much more pronounced. So overall, this is a really tasty beer. If you like raspberry wheat beers and you can find this Bell's Oberon Eclipse, I highly recommend it. And I would give this a big horns up. For a raspberry beer, even though like the nose has a little bit of like an artificialness to it, and I guess the raspberry for the most part is a fresh raspberry flavor, I think it's a pretty tasty beer. Have you ever had this Oberon Eclipse Raspberry? Do you see Oberon in your areas? I drink Bell's quite a bit. Like I go to a lot of bars where Bell's Too Hard is kind of like my go-to beer. Probably not a good idea because it's 7% ABV, but it is what it is, right? So thank you all for watching. Really appreciate it. And as always, embrace the adventure.